Hello everyone, I am the Cheriches MK, and welcome back to the table. Today is another Watcher of Realms unit buff video. And today we're going to be doing someone a little bit different. I would say different, but he's also a unit that desperately needs a buff. And we're going to... We've done Nightmare, we've done Infernal. Now we're on Northern Throne, for the most part, and it's going to be Voroth. This is a unit that only does two things. Attack extremely fast, and he also has a chance to do AoE. So, this character is going to be torn apart. To start with, his stats are about average, I would say. You could maybe increase his health and attack by maybe 5 to 10%, but you could also just make him a little more tanky. You could leave his attack and health the same way, because they're perfectly fine numbers. You could take his defense and magic resistance up by 10 to 15%. I think that would probably be better in the long run. And so, let's look at how his kit works. First, his talent, specialized attack speed. Provides greater reduction in attack based and roll based on attack speed attribute. This is pretty much normal, I think, but he makes it where he attacks faster than almost anyone in the game. He does damage to one enemy, has a chance to do consecutive hits, which is meh. His ult increases an insane amount of attack speed. In dual-wielding strikes, each attack speed increases by 100, set up to 1400. Effects last 11 seconds. Goes up to 15, and it goes down to 900. And his passive, when he takes damage, he has up to a 15% chance to do Whirlwind Slash, which is an AoE attack to multiple nearby enemies. It doesn't say how many, so I'm going to assume up to 5. And all AoE damage is reduced by 5% up to 25%. And the damage goes up to 20. His awakened effects are chance to trigger one slash additional 10%, so it goes up to 25. Attack percent 5. One slash stores 5% HP. 10% HP. And then when he is shielded, doubles the chances of triggering the extra basic Air Whirlwind Slash. So, how are we going to break him down? For starters, we already said the stat changes. And then for his talent, instead of it just being where he gets an insane amount of attack speed, we're going to make it to where he scales off of attack speed, damage-wise. You could say, hey, he gets 10% of his attack speed is converted into attack. So if he's sitting at 800 attack speed, that's additional 80 attack, I think, is how you would do it. You could do it like, it could be a passive. It could actually be a passive. Make it the passive to where it goes up to, starts at 10%, and then up to skills, it goes up to 20%. So, depending on how much attack speed he has, he gets additional 20% attack. This could relatively stay the same, but make the consecutive hits a solid 30 to 35%. I think that would probably be better, and then with skill ups, it goes up to 45, which is perfectly fine. The talent could be, he has a chance, his basic attacks do provide a 20% slow for 3 seconds. And depending on his attack speed, he has a 10 to 50% chance to freeze an enemy. I think that'll probably be better because it fits his aesthetic, being half frozen, and it also will help him quite a bit. The ult, we can make it to where his attack speed increase. Get rid of the attack speed increase entirely. He could go, okay, he gains an additional 30% damage based on attack speed, and he can now hit up to 3 enemies. I think that'll probably be better, and also kind of help him a little bit, but also, whenever the skill activates, he gets a shield depending on his attacks. You can go pure on the attack speed. Give it to where he goes up to gets up to half of his attack speed. He gets a shield that's equal to 400% of it. So let's say he has an attack speed of 800 for a solid example. And if we do that math, like, instead of like 400, you could just do like, oh, that's the wrong thing. Hold on. That would just be 400. Yeah, so double. So it's times 8, really? I think, basically. So he could do like, give him like a basic, yeah, just do that. He could absorb like a couple bit, but every time he's dealt damage when he's ulting, you could just do, he has a % chance to reduce attack. He has a 50% chance to reduce attack to all enemies that hit him, and increases defense by 5%. You could do somewhere around there. And then with the sweeping whirl, we can relatively keep this and go, the Whirlwind Slash has up the chance to a solid 25%, and it goes up to 30 on level up. And then the Whirlwind Slash, it freezes everyone it hits. Just do that. And then the AoE damage he's taken is reduced. We can keep that, but also provides to everyone around him. So instead of just him getting up to 25% AoE damage reduction, gives it to everybody for 5 seconds. I think that will be solid. It could work, but also give him a little bit more incentive on being used, I would say. Okay, so weaken effects. The Whirlwind Slash, we can keep this. This is perfectly fine. You can keep it at 10%, or if you want to up it to 15% to give him at a flat 50 to do it, that can absolutely work. The attack percent, we can keep that. That's not too amazing. The Awaken 3, this could be, let's just say 5% per enemy hit. That would be fine. It would keep the effect, but also buff it, or he can actually be a tanky a lot better. And then if he were to go excessive, the excessive healing turns into a shield. We can do that so he can become even tankier. The HP percent, it's not bad. We can keep that. That's perfectly fine. The Awaken 5, we can change this entire. This is going to go changed entirely. With this, he has a. Instead of when he's like doubles the chance of the extra basic and Whirlwind Slash, instead we will have it to where if he is shielded, he takes damage reduction outright. He takes 20% damage reduction and maybe recovers 1% per health. These are just again ideas. Or he provides a freeze aura that just slows the enemy that are around him instead of just enemies that he's hitting. That could work too. I hit my cup. So we'll see how these are just again random spitball ideas. Anything can be changed, but this character desperately needs a buff. Absolutely. So let me all know what you guys think, and if you want to leave a comment, if you can do changes for him and also any future units, please do that. Conversation will be beneficial. And the more that this goes out, maybe Moonton could see it, and maybe they could decide to actually buff this character in a similar way of what this video says, or in a different way that could still benefit the character. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Have a good night and a nice dinner.